Thank you very much, Father, for those nice words. What a great turnout. What a great night. And how humbling it is for me to be here and have the opportunity to introduce the great team from 1991. And just a quick story. I know some of you have heard it. It'll be quick, Tom. But to let you know how humbled I am to be here and have this opportunity to introduce this great ball club. But I'm very lucky. I have a grandson named Nick who graduated from here, who kept me very humble. When he was in kindergarten, they asked everybody to write down their favorite sport. And he wrote down baseball. And the teacher said, "Why did you write down baseball?" He said, "Well, I wrote down baseball because my father's a great baseball coach and he can show me how to be a good baseball player." And the teacher said, "Well, I thought you might write down basketball." He said, "Oh no, I don't know anybody that knows anything about basketball." True story. True story. And the teacher said, "Well, you know, some people think that your grandfather knows something about basketball." He said, "Oh no, I go to all his games and he never gets in." But what a great thrill, really, what a great thrill to introduce one of the greatest teams in the history of DeMatha High School in any sport. I had the honor to coach for 5 decades here, and I can think of no team that I enjoyed more being associated with than the 91 team. They're truly one of the all-time greats. Only one of the 2 basketball teams that ever went undefeated, 30-0. They played one of the toughest schedules in the country, as familiar with the DeMatha basketball teams. They won from California all the way through to the East Coast, sweeping every opponent along the way. They won the league championship. They won the city championship, ranked number 1 in DC, number 5 in the nation. And really, we only had 1 game all year long that we needed Father Damien's help on, with some prayers. But outside of that, we were in pretty good shape, I think, along the way. And of course, I refer to the city title game when we played Dunbar. Dunbar was undefeated, ranked number 2. We were undefeated, ranked number 1. And what a game it was going to be. 12,500 people there. We played okay in the first half, not great. Dunbar played great. We were down 17 at the half. So getting together with Pat and Neil, we talked it over. Pretty rough thing to have to handle. But we decided what we would do. We walked in, we told the kids, Dunbar's made a tragic mistake. They won the wrong half. With that in mind, we went out and we chipped away and cut it to 8 points by the end of the 3rd quarter. And we chipped away, and I'll never forget the last 3 plays of that game. Last 3 plays of that game. We needed 5 points to win. We had to hold them scoreless. And, you know, with it happening almost 25 years ago, nobody can dispute what I'm going to say right now. But we knew we had to play great defense. We were a great defensive ball club. And I can think of the fact that Dwayne and Joe got tied up in a great trap, stole the ball. Joe drove down the right sideline. He got trapped. He threw a skip pass out of the trap over to Ted Ellis, our great outside shooter. Ted knocked in a 3 to cut the margin to 1. They came back down the floor. Dunbar did on a break, 3-on-1. Mike Jones made a phenomenal defensive decision. We get the ball back. We're on down 1. Dwayne comes roaring down the floor with it, calls timeout. We got 10 seconds to go. We talk it over. And I hope I show the film behind me because we talk it over, rebound the ball. Dwayne penetrates, starting to go up for a shot. Vaughn Jones wheeling as he always did to get open. He is open in front of Rhodes, the great All-American from Dunbar High School. Dwayne hits Vaughn. Vaughn turns around and knocks in the winner. We win by 1 coming from 17 back. And it's a game that I'll never forget. And a lot of people still call it the greatest game ever played in the city championship game here. So anyhow, what a game, what a time. It was really awesome. I'm glad they won the wrong half. Now let us meet the members of that great 91 team. First of all, if you're ever going to be good at anything, you got to be surrounded by good people. And by golly, did we have good people around us. First, the moderator, Father Damien, was awesome, saying mass for us on our trips, doing 1,000,001 things. just being indispensable. And I'm sure your prayers may have happened in that 17-point game, Father. At least you would be my choice, I'll tell you that right now. And two phenomenal men that I had the privilege of coaching with. Pat Smith. Pat, I had the honor of coaching as a player here at DeMatha, and of course he went on to Harvard, excuse me, not Dunbar, went on to Harvard, where he captained the basketball team, led them to success up there too, and then came back, and I had the honor of coaching with Pat for those many, many years, and through that great 91 season. Also, and you just heard from him earlier, Neil Murphy, awesome. No coach ever coached longer with me than I with Neil, and what a phenomenal job that he did all those years in helping the basketball program at DeMatha. And now for the players themselves. First, I'll tell you right now, you'll never have a good ball club if you don't have a great manager. We'll be honoring someone later tonight, which proves my point. But we had a phenomenal manager in James Key. Jimmy was awesome, and it was like having an assistant athletic director. You never had to worry about anything except just coaching the team. Anytime I go to Jimmy and say, gee, we need to do this, he'd say, well, we've already done that. Oh, we need to call this team, make these arrangements. That's already been taken care of. So he, in acceptance, really was like the athletic director on the team. What an awesome job. Also, many great players. I think they're all here tonight. I was looking pretty hard trying to make sure. But one of our really, really great young players, Mike Arnold. And Mike, I'm sure, is here tonight, I think. Is Mike here? Here comes Mike. Mike, traditionally, like every player on this team, was a heck of a defensive player. And you could stick him out there defensively, and he would make things happen. He would take the charge. He would dive for the loose balls. He could score. He could get the job done. He was one of the special ones that got us rolling. Another great one after Mike was Chris Lee. A proof that great things come in a small package. Chris is here. I saw him earlier tonight. Chris was one of the quickest players on the team. Played a good hard-nosed defense we were typical known for, and an excellent shooter, by the way, and could shoot over guys a lot bigger than him. Chris was really, really special. And also, another one of our great ones, Kevin Young. Kevin, I think I saw here tonight earlier. Kevin helping out. We got him. There we go. All right. Kevin was one of the first guys who always stuck in the game when we had to make things happen. When we had to get the defense fired up, and we had to go after people full court, when we had to make the tough physical plays, he did it, and he could score. He was the complete player. Both offensively and defensively, he did it all. Kevin, special. Next, Milt Miles. Milt here tonight, I'm sure, I think. Milt's on the way. Milt was our first offensive weapon we went with. The boy, what a big moment he played in that city title game, too. He gave us some big buckets, some great defense, and he could do it all. He was the complete player, both ends. Offensively, defensively, he was the kind of guy you dreamed about. And he made things happen in a big, big way. Next, Robert Ritter. Robert. As you can see, Robert obviously was one of our outstanding rebounders. It was war on the boards when he went in there and went to work. And both offensively and defensively, he made it happen off the backboards. And defense against the other teams with a good big man, he was always one of the guys we could really call on in every single way. And now I think that brings us down to our starting five, if I got this right. Our two juniors. First, Vaughn Jones. You know, what do you say about a guy like Vaughn? Vaughn was our leading scorer. He was our second leading rebounder. And he was a game winner every time anything happened. I tell you, with the game on the line, I used to love to see the ball in Vaughn's hand. And the one he knocked in against Dunbar we'll never face. And in his final game, we're playing Roman Catholic in the finals up in Newport, not in Newport, but in Cumberland for the ACIT title. and Bowen blocked the last shot they attempted to take a three-pointer from the corner. He always did it, defensively, offensively, you name it. On to GW, phenomenal career down there, one of the all-time greats. And that other junior, one of DeMatha's greatest point guards ever, and that's saying something because we've had great point guards, Dwayne Simpkins. You know, Dwayne was one of those rare guys that started for 4 years at DeMatha High School. And there weren't many people that started basketball for 4 years. And what a job he did. He just made us a winner each and every year, just as he did in that final play in the Dunbar game. But he made everybody else on the floor a better player. He always got the ball to the right guy. He made things happen. He had a feel of the game you wouldn't believe. And the fact that he started here 4 years, it's not surprising. He went on to the University of Maryland and started for 4 years. And so one of the all-time great guards, Dwayne Simpkins. And now our three seniors. First one, Joe Wooten. I know he's here tonight. Joe probably more than anybody triggered the fact of how good we were defensively. Anytime we went to half-court traps, full-court traps, you name it, he was the guy leading the way. Tremendous defensive player. He was the kind of guy that always hit the open man offensively, made things happen, and if there was a loose ball, he was the guy diving for it. He was one of those special seniors that's made us so very, very special. Another one of our great seniors, Mike Jones. One of the most complete basketball players that I ever had the honor of coaching. Offensively, he was unstoppable. Defensively, he was tremendous, generally due to the assignment of the other team's best big man. And he got off both backboards as a tenacious rebounder. And you stop and think, and you look at this team, and you look at who was the tallest player on it. And to say that they went 30-0 was almost unbelievable. It was a guy like Mike that made it happen for us off both backboards. And you know, just before I introduce our last player, to give you a feel of this, 5 of the players on this team have gone on to be coaches, and they are now actively coaches. Shows you how they have a feel of the game. And finally, our final senior there in the starting lineup, Ted Ellis. Ted was our deadly outside shooter. He was the one that nailed that incredible three-pointer against Dunbar, which made things happen. But not just a great scorer, not just a great shooter who just lived on that one. He was an outstanding defensive player, an offensive rebounder at both ends. And he, like the other members of this team, they just wanted to make everybody else better. This was one of the special groups of all time. And so to the coaches, and to the players, and to Father Damien, God bless you, and I just want to tell you what an honor it was to work with a group like this. They were simply the best.